Welcome to Mountain Blade Warband. I'm WoltariusTheGameGuy, and let's start. Mountain Blade Warband is a FPS and third-person shooter. Actually, you can switch by pressing R, and I have the diplomacy mod installed, and basically the diplomacy mod adds lots of different choices that you have, and you can in Mountain Blade Warband you recruit troops by going around villages and stuff, or you can go to taverns and recruit mercenaries. But with a diplomacy mod, if you have your own kingdom, you can go to your castle and then recruit your troops. So welcome adventurer to diplomacy for Mountain Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals, and in fact may have a much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. So that's the beginning, and because I'm male, I'm just gonna choose male, but maybe when I finish this let's play, I might go back to female. Well, not go back, but do another let's play with the female. Okay, you were born years ago in a faraway land. Your father was... Then you get to choose these things, and these things really apply to your skill. So, if you, for instance, choose a noble, people will more know that you're a noble, and they will more likely, just follow you or something. More likely like your choices. And a traveling merchant, you will have a lot of trading skill, and what that does is you gain more money from selling stuff, and you don't need to pay as much money for buying stuff. And then, veteran warrior, you fight better. A hunter, that's for bows. Steppe nomad, that's for horses. And a thief, I'm not sure what that is, but maybe agility or something. But my father was the first one I always find very tricky, because I always choose something with a horse, but not always, because sometimes I just like to go without a horse, which is also fun, but okay. But, okay, as a child, your family scrabbled out a merged living from your father's wages as a guardsman to the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets with or without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as stepchild. As a boy growing out of childhood, you rode the great steppes on a horse of your own, learning the ways of the grass and the desert. Although you sometimes went hungry, you became a skillful hunter and pathfinder in this trackless country. Your body too started to harden with muscle as you grew into the life of... No, I don't want that. Let's just do a page as a nobleman's court. As a boy growing out of childhood, you were sent to live in the court. You were sent to live in the court of one of the nobles of the land. There, your first lessons were humility, as you waited upon the lords and ladies of the household. But from their chess games, their gossip, even the poetry of great deeds and courtly love, you began to learn about the adult world of conflict and competition. You also learned from the rough games of the other children who battered at each other with sticks in imitation of their elders of their elder swords. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became a squire. Through the distinction felt sudden to you, though the distinction felt sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had to become a man, and the world seemed to change around you. When you were named squire to a noble at court, you practiced long hours with weapons, learning how to deal out hard knocks and how to take them too. You were instructed in your obligations to your lord, and of your duties to learn those who might one day be your vassals. But in addition to learning the chivalric ideal, you also learned about the less uplifting side. Old warriors' stories of ruthless power politics, of betrayals and usurpations, of men who used skill as well as failure to achieve their aims. But soon everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as adventurer. What made you take this decision was, well, I don't believe that this has anything to do with your stats, but, let's think. Personal revenge. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. Still, it was not a difficult choice to leave, with the rage burning brightly in your heart. You want vengeance, you want justice. What was done to you cannot be undone, and these debts can only be paid in blood. Become an adventurer and ride to your destiny. And no quitting without saving, and basically if you save and you just get pwned up your asshole, you can quit without saving and then go back a save, and then you have that. But I don't want that, because I'm a hardcore gamer. Oh, I need to get my intelligence up a bit, because every intelligence, every attribute point that you put into intelligence, you get one more skill point with it, which is pretty handy. And I have 4 power strike, which is also pretty cool. But and leadership, that's very handy to have, and you really need to have it at a high level if you want to become a real king. But every point increases maximum number of troops you can command by 5, increases your party morale, and reduces troop wages by 5%. So it's pretty good. But just to not get me mowed down to the ground, I'm gonna put Iron Flesh up by 2, and well, now my health is up a lot. And the trainer, that's also very handy to well, of course, train your troops without needing to fight. So that's good. And prisoner management. That's well, you can sell prisoners, and you of course get money for them if you sell them. So yeah, it's pretty good. Inventory management. I always put that up very high at the beginning, because the more inventory management you have, the more crap you can put in your inventory, and the more crap you can sell, which is good. So Woltarius. I'm gonna go 100 buttons. And 200. Let's see. Dark hair. I hated that you start out with a crossbow. Just very young. Nice beard. Like that one. Then some hair. Whoa. Wow. This could do. Done. you hear about Colradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Karate and its kingdoms, and then you go to one of the 6 kingdoms in Colradia, and if you choose, for saying, Kingdom of the North, that doesn't mean that you are forever bound to the king of the Kingdom of the North. It's just that you will start in the capital city of one of those cities, one of those kingdoms. So I'm gonna choose Swadia. You came by caravan through the heartland of Colradia. Green shoots of wheat, barley, and oats are beginning to push through the dark soil of the rolling hills. And on the lower slopes of the snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on the spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch sight of one of the great war horses that are the pride of the Swadian nobility. The land here is rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burned-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of the forests, where desperate men have taken refuge, and it is some relief when you crest the ridge and catch sight of the great port of Praven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Praven, and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on end. The rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. And this always happens at the beginning, so, yeah, I'm used to this. And I just wait. Oh, by the way, you can press shift to zoom in. Oh, that's a good word. And R is to do this. Oh, crap. Okay, I want to get a clean headshot. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. Fuck! Asshole. Why can't I freaking hit him? Finally. Ace that sucker. And then the merchant of Praven comes, or, well, whatever city you've chosen. And, yeah. Run away. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive at any rate. I'm not sure that we can say the same for the other fellow. That's one less thief to travel our streets at night, although heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while checking the street, and then finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Merchant of Praven. Now let me explain my proposition. We've always had brigands, I think, in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The watch commander tells us it's because all of the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you were too, but you're a stranger here, and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse, but he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with the blade, and more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly. Or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party. I normally don't gather a small party, but something about 20 at the beginning. Track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget, and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? I'm interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself, though. If you try and take on the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted. It's ill warrant. I'll warrant her. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the villages around here, looking for a bit of work that's more interesting than tilling the soil or howling water. They'll follow you if you pay. So take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it in advance on your reward. Go round the villages and use the money to hire some help. I'll reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Very good, sir. I'll go collect some men from around the villages. Good. You can find me again in the tavern near here in Praven after you've got a group together. Then we'll speak about what we do next. Okay, tutorial, whatever. Tab. And well, I just got some fruits, and then I will end the episode. And you might think, if you're not new to Mount & Blade Warband, what the hell? But this is the diplomacy mod, and it's pretty handy. So, Linda. I hope to find some bandits on the way. Nope. Oh, those assholes. Fighter. 2. Well then, that's good. No. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm doing Control Space to fast forward, and stupid swords. Sword, actually, not swords. Oh no. It's a freaking trap. In the beginning it's not that good, but well, you gain 50 dinars per. Wait, I'm not even sure if it's a trap. Oh shit. I think my game has crashed. Well, this is a good thing to end the episode. I hope you liked this video. Yeah. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and see you next time. Bye.